The results are in. Got the data. Took the consensus rankings at running back for this year. Threw them through some code. Figured out who was the most overranked by the numbers, right? Well, San Francisco come up first, of course, because Christian McCaffrey's ranked fifth, and Isaac Garando's ranked 43rd. Right, well, those positions, fifth ranked last year got 263 points. The 43rd ranked got about 83 points. Problem is, these guys scored 34 and 81 last year combined. Well, that falls short now. Even if we use Jordan Mason's numbers in here, he got 106, was their lead running back last year. They still fall short, 136 points, right? So the big question is, can Christian McCaffrey score 263 points at his age? So we load him up here. We see Christian McCaffrey last year finished 72nd overall, 202 yards. You can see that he played 4 games. That's only 50 yards rushing. Now, he does add in the receiving, 30 or 40 there a game. But, hey, and then you got Garando. He'll probably just be status quo as the backup. He was kind of the backup to Jordan Mason last year. Mixed in a little bit more, of course. But he just stays pat. Well, they're going to need 263 points out of him and his number fifth ranking. Right? Well, you see that last year he averaged 8.7 a game. Right? And that's quite the fall off here. So you're certainly not going to get 2023 levels out of him where he finished first, but you're going to need high 16, 17 points a game to get that. And that's just counting on too much, I think. 49ers offensive line ranked 15th and by Sharp Fan Football Analysis, 13th by PFF. McCaffrey's dropped 71st on the top ranking 100. He's dropping down as he gets older here. A lot of mileage on him, and he's breaking down last year. Now, teammate Kyle Juszczyk says, hey, everything's looking great. He looks incredible, healthy, explosive. Kyle Shanahan says he's doing good. He does mention that he's going to mix in Garando more as a compliment to keep McCaffrey fresh. But, and you look at just a little bit too much there. His teammates, he doesn't have the strongest team. Those other years that he was doing so good, he had strong help and his strong teammates. We got problems at wide receiver. Jennings wants more money. He kind of think he's holding in. Now he's still in there. Pearsall, he's hurt, muscle tissue problems in OTA, probably just not showing up for training camp. And Robinson's looking like he might be suspended, so the team ain't looking so good around him. So I wouldn't take the risk. It's just too risky here. Why not take Derrick Henry instead? He's ranked 6th, and boy, he deeper delivered last year. Look at that, 18.79. Yeah, that they're thinking same thing here is, boy, Derrick Henry's getting older. Look at how many years he's been. Well, yeah. Look at how high he's been here in the 20s. If you're going to pick one, I'd take Derrick Henry. If you're going to take an aging star here, and it's just not worth the risk for Christian McCaffrey. Let's move on. All right, next my code spit it out. Vegas. Las Vegas was team running backs were overranked, it said. Well, after last year, I can imagine. Had Alexander Madison as their lead performer last year with 7.3 a game. Abdullah helped out. Zamir White, big disappointment. Sincere McCormick tried to pitch in towards the end, but hey, they just didn't have a lot going last year. And then this year, of course, Genty's brought in. All right. Well, no stats, but they've got him ranked up pretty high, and Raheem Mostert, here's the other. He didn't do much last year, of course, with Miami, finished 57th, just 278 yards and 2 touchdowns. He'll be the top backup there. So, but can Genty pull off this 7th ranking? They got him ranked 7th. Team around him, hey, got a whole new team here, right? Geno Smith brought in to be quarterback. Pete Carroll brought in to be coach. right? Jacoby Myers. They drafted a couple receivers here in the uh, draft. And of course, Mostert back there. So, hey, they finished 32nd in rushing last year, right? So, hey, you can't expect them just to turn it around on a dime. PFF has the offensive line ranked 18th coming off, and this Genty's coming off a season with extreme workload in college, right? Got new Chip Kelly's offense there. Gonna run the ball, outside zone running. Hey, Otto looks good, but I mean, are we just asking too much in his rookie year to finish 7th in the ranking here, right? Sixth or 8th here, you've got Jonathan Taylor, right? So Jonathan Taylor, what would hey, look at the years he's delivered. Pretty good average, but he comes close last year to achieving that 8th ranking where he's at. But you can see here, he's ranked 8th. He delivered 8th last year. But should we expect Genty then to get a 16-point average a game with Vegas? Whether you're building a new team, first-year coach, first-year offense, setting the things up, might be a little risky. He's been moving down too. He's ranked 7th now. But he was high as 4th, 5th. He's dropping down as people really wondering about it. So it's kind of risky for me, especially since the team didn't do it last year. So I don't know. He'd have to get a little cheaper for me. I mean, like I'm saying, why wouldn't I just take Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs around him? They're proven. Look at that. They did it last year. Got good teams. Look at their teams. So Baltimore, of course, got number 1 offense, and Green Bay had a good offense too. Why wouldn't I take them and trust them a little bit more? Maybe he needs to drop down a little bit. I don't know. They flagged him. Let's move on. All right, hit that subscribe button as the season gets closer. Our fantasy season, you want to be subscribed to get the latest. And give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Thank you. All right, up next, Miami's on the list, 3rd. All right, well, a lot expected out of Devon Achane. Ranked him 4th, right? Jalen Wright's on the team too. We're at 52nd. They brought in free agent Alexander Madison. He finished 34th last year. Not figured in the top 60 rankings, but surely will do some action for Miami as the high-priced free agent brought in. Problem is, Devon Achane here averaged 13 points a game. Got him ranked 4th. 4th last year was Robinson here, and he averaged 16.5. So Devon Achane needs to pick up 3.5 points a game. And hey, the number 7 position schedule doesn't hurt. You can see they got it for both of them. But you just don't know Achane here. It's preparing to give Achane a lot of work. You know, they say 1,000 yards, 500, but he just got that. I don't know. I think Devon Achane's overpriced. I mean, hey, yeah, he did great, but that's 3.5 more points a game. You're asking a lot, and would be the most he's scored. Now I know he's a feature back, and they got rid of Mostert and Jeff Wilson. But hey, this Madison's brought in, and it's right, and they brought in Ollie Gordon here, this rookie. I don't know how much action he'll see, but hey, they were the 21st team in rushing last year. All right, so a lot of Devon Achane's was made in this receiving, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. So 4th ranking is just overdone for me. And Jalen Wright, 52nd. I got Madison down as the number 2 there. Jalen Wright just did not function last year. Seemed lost. I didn't know. I just stay away from Miami's running backs. I think they're overranked. Moving on. All right, next up I've got Cleveland. Hey, Quinshon Judkins is ranked 28th and falling. And next in was Dylan Sampson here at 55 ranked. And 58 ranked for Jerome Ford here. Well, you can see with 3 of them ranked in the top 60, that's causing them to be this 77 points over how much they scored at running back there last year. So they're over budget 77 points, right? Well, we pop over here. Of course, a lot of news going on with Cleveland here. And of course, that starts with this Judkins having some problems with the law. So he's having a slow start here to his career. Actually, he's not even signed yet. Browns tell him to stay home. Just to stay home after this incident. Off-field crime, personal conduct policy comes in, and so he's, hey, it's a lot different than the story being sung just a few weeks back when Judkins was a bell cow. The GM says, and he can carry the ball for us and carry the load. Well, things have changed. Back to where we started here. Jerome Ford last year, he had to step in early, right? Finished 37th overall. 7 points a game, but hey, 565, 3 touchdowns. Just didn't get the touchdown. 225 points. Filled in early, though. You see those first few weeks. He filled in, and if went 40th last year, I remember, and finished 37th. I remember saying at the time, well, he's going to finish right there, and you get him for the first 4 weeks. Well, it turns out that's going to be probably the same here this year. Until, or maybe, this guy takes over, Dylan Sampson. Right? Dylan Sampson, also drafted in the 4th round by Cleveland. Looking all right. OTAs, getting going here. Of course, this might be one of those stories that come around every so often. Hey, he was a lower draft pick. Something happens, and he was profiled as going to be a change of pace for Judkins. Well, it might just be the change that he's going to be the guy in. Sampson excelled last year at Tennessee, 1,500 yards, 22 touchdowns. Right? Has a little different size, or 5'8", 200 pounds, but hey, good big kind of a frame. Gets that up to 210. That'd be more like Emmitt Smith used to run at, that smaller bowling ball kind of. Anyway, so right now I guess it's lay off all of them, but you're going to see this Sampson continue to rise as this continues. And boy, he'd be the draft pick. I mean, well, we saw what we get out of Ford last year. It's same situation. Now he does have some good metrics here that when he did, but they just didn't play him enough. And I don't know, the Sampson's going to be looked at. But anyway, you can see why Cleveland comes up as one of the team with overranked running backs. Right up next, we have the Chargers. LA Chargers, 53 points over budget. Right, where they got Omarion Hampton, exciting rookie. They have him ranked 20th, and Najee Harris ranked 33rd right now. Well, you see, the problem is you add those two up, that adds up to 274 points, and they scored 221 as a team last year. Well, that puts them 53 points over budget. So it's got to give somewhere, or they're going to have to score a lot more, which, hey, that's always a chance, but they got the 30th position schedule. All right, so that's not so good. Well, Marion Hampton, though, 22nd pick overall, comes in. Exciting rookie running back, so that he's going to get his share. But the question is just how big a share is Najee going to get here? All right, hey, finished 20th last year. 10 points a game, roughly. 1,000 yards again. All right, so here he is ready for the Chargers. Of course, not quite ready, right? So a little issue here. Of course, he's going to be a 1-2 punch, right, with him and Marion Hampton. All right, so they brought him in as a big free agent prize. Well, problem is Najee has a minor eye issue, which kind of clouds the vision here at running back. All right, so maybe Marion we'll see how that turns out. It might be nothing. Chargers applied unrestricted free agent. Oh, that's the Dobbins. They lost Dobbins. So anyway, you get these two new ones in here with the 30th position schedule. And hey, might be their year. Justin Herbert, another year under the belt. You bring the guy to Lad McConkey was exciting. Hey, I want to watch out for this Trey Harris, right? I haven't updated this. Mike Williams is out. So you might look in for Quentin Johnston too. But we're not on receivers right now. We're doing running backs. And, I kind of like this on Marion Hampton. Who's being taken around him? Alvin Kamara. and David Montgomery on either side of him. Well, I can see where you'd almost go with a rookie. I mean, hey, I could almost see that. So fairly ranked, I guess, even though it's flagging over ranking, because that might mean that Najee gets moved down. But that's hard. That's hard to take too, because hey, he's that 4 year over 10,000 yards a year. He's capable. Do they just share each other into both not turning very productive? I mean, so it got Chargers kind of here. I like Marion Hampton, but of course, if I get Najee Harris for too cheap, they drop him down to where the points balance. Well, then he's getting too cheap, and I'd take that risk. So we'll see how this all comes out. Moving on. All right, up next we have New England over budget, 46 points. Ramondre Stevenson and TreVeyon Henderson are both ranked in the top 60. 32nd for Stevenson, and Henderson here's ranked 22nd. Well, you add them all up, and that's more than this Cowboy makes. No, 46.1 points. So they're way over budget here. Well, we get in here and start looking. Hey, Ramondre Stevenson, had this 10 points a year, game last year. Average, so he's looking pretty good there. He ended up being 25th. You see that 10 points a game, 800 yards rushing. Now they got him running this rookie, TreVeyon Henderson, right? We were kind of surprised that they take running back there. I kind of was. Some of us. They have Antonio Gibson down here, not ranked. Finished 47th overall, though. Was he going to get some action in there, too? So I can understand the over rankings. Do they think that Ramondre's going to come down? And TreVeyon Henderson here is going to just fill in? I don't know. I'm lukewarm on this TreVeyon Henderson. Hey, dual threat. I like that and all that. But, hey, 6 times he ran over 20 carries in 47 college games. So 41 games he didn't get 21 or 20 carries, So he's not by any means a bell cow, proving he could be that. But anyway, if you got Antonio Gibson in here to get a taste, they had the number 31 team offense last year. Well, maybe they get a little better. But I just kind of crowded there. I don't see, for me personally, I don't see the ranking here for him at 22. I'd take Swift here at 23. Be my alternative, where he's the number one, at least going in here. And prospects could be better here in Chicago. But anyway, that's New England. Let's move on to that. All right, I'll squeeze one last one in. It's Denver. Denver appears kicked out over budget here. Of course, this means they've got R.J. Harvey, right? He's up there ranked 26th. And J.K. Dobbins brought in. Kind of an exciting thing here. 900 yards, 9 touchdowns last year. Hey, finished 23rd. They've got him ranked 38th. Now, how much of the pie is each one of these going to get? Harvey, Harvey to play a significant role in the passing game. All right, well, we had a 26 ranking. I'd hope he gets some running game too here. Position schedule's 21st for these guys. Not so, you don't know. Hey, J.K. Dobbins, he finally got signed, but Denver was wondering, hey, he did pretty good last year, 23rd finish. He's not just going to go away. And then they got Estime. I mean, hey, Peyton said, he's going to get to his opportunities in 2020. Too much sharing going on here, probably. So, Sean Payton, share Payton. So, I don't know. Right now in Denver, I like the idea of this Harvey, but boy, if all that sharing, I don't like it. All right, so, but you can see with both of these, they just ranked a little bit higher than what you're going to get from those 2 running backs last year. Well, that's because Denver platoons. So, anyway, let's take a look at this.